Well, since Android 16 beta was released, I did start using it on my Pixel 7, and after so much time, I can actually say it's a pretty major update, and even the Pixel 7 is working flawlessly without any issues, and it's also like giving a new feel for this almost 3-year-old phone. It's not like an update where you're getting a lot of features or things, but it's more of that refinements, and especially it's a design and user experience revamping update. And as I said, after installing it in my Pixel 7, well, it's kind of like using a totally new familiar phone. And surprisingly, the experience has also been pretty smooth and the battery backup has been great too. And interestingly, even though the Pixel 7 is a very old phone, we are still getting most of the major features. Now about the features, well, the first thing that you might probably notice, it's the quick settings and notifications panel overhaul. And this one, well, it's so nice, especially the quick settings section. It's now more streamlined and also the controls are acting better too. Like for instance, you can turn off Bluetooth if you click the icon, and if you want to expand it, just click the Bluetooth writing. Now the internet setting doesn't work like that, and maybe it's because it incorporates both the Wi-Fi and mobile data setting. And also if you want to edit or customize the quick setting area, well, it's neatly organized for it, and also you can resize the tiles if you want to do that. And overall, I'm liking this layout more than the one in Android 15. And same is the case with the notification area too. It's categorized well like before, and if you try to dismiss a notification, it just pops out from the cluster and it feels more lively. And I think that's the part of this design scheme, which is Material 3 expressive. And it's also more responsive and creates a new feel. Now the second one that I was like impressed with is actually the design changes, and it can be noticed in a lot of places like the status bar, which has a different format for the battery icon where now it's more resembling iOS, and even the network bars and everything is tweaked. And here in the battery icon, the percentage is shown inside, and overall this is like adding more freshness to the Pixel phones. Well, for Samsung and others, it was mostly like this, but for the Pixel phones, it's a good refresh since the status bar was mostly untouched for years. Then another area where the design changes can be seen is the volume and brightness slider. They're now having a bigger scroller and it looks more polished in my opinion. Then the glance widget is now a bit smaller, which is in a way a neat thing, and then the overall system font has changed. To me, it looks more flatter, and another thing we can notice throughout is a lot of transparency. It can be seen in the notification panel, the app drawer area, and throughout the system, that transparency effect can be noticed. Now the next feature that is available in Android 16 and it's also supported in Pixel 7 is better lock screen customization. There is more option to set the clock size, which can be very bold or slim, and you can even now opt for a full list of notification or a compact option, whichever you prefer, and I do like this better lock screen customization in Android 16. Then accompanied with this, there is wallpaper section update with an FX section which allows for further wallpaper customization with weather effects as an overlay on the wallpaper, and it's like again bringing more movements and liveliness to the overall phone usage experience. Then the recent app section has been updated in which you can now drop down a lot of options, and from this drop down option it shows the split screen, screenshot select option, and it seems more streamlined now given that all these features can be accessed from just one spot. And then there's the animation effect, which is actually part of the material expressive effect, and it's noticeable when you try to swipe up or close an app. And this effects thing is making the OS feel much more better. And with that, even the haptics has been revamped. In places like the sliders or while scrolling through the recent app menus, I just love the subtle haptic effect, and it's definitely something to point out. These are the major things that is noticeable with this update, and here an important thing to point out is that the overall user experience after this update has been very positive. I did not notice any overheating than before, and actually, if you're not a heavy user, the Pixel 7 even now is a great phone. Like for instance, you just use your phone mainly for social media or for clicking photos, making few calls, browsing the web, or for media consumption, and maybe you do a little bit of video recording and casual gaming, well then this phone is still a very capable one. I know the Tensor G2 thing is a problem for so many customers, but in reality, as I said, if you're not a heavy user and your usage pattern is in the moderate style, well then you'll surely love this phone even in late 2025. And as I said in the beginning, the battery backup is still good, and I'm getting approximately 4 hours of screen on time with casual usage. Now, since this phone is almost 3 years old after its launch, if you're trying to get a used one, then you might have a battery problem, because like the battery is gonna age in that and you might notice it. But for me, after this update, it didn't change much of the battery usage experience. And actually I feel the battery backup has been slightly better after this. I mean, after updating to Android 16. Now this is what's happening with phones right now. I mean, every phone that is launched like 2-3 years back is still being supported and their user experience is not getting very bad. So you're not seeing much of a difference every year, and that's why a used phone is a good option right now. And with the Pixel 7, the performance thing, well, if you're not a heavy user, you're going to be fine with it, and the display experience is still good because it's not a bad panel and the viewing angle seems to be still holding fine, and my unit didn't show any display issues or anything. And actually the camera system is still now a good one because Pixel's processing is one of the best, and if you're mostly focused on just taking pictures, well then the output from the Pixel 7's camera is still great. Well, that's up for this video. Now if you're a Pixel 7 user, how's your user experience going? Leave those thoughts in the comment section and I'll see you again in the next one.